Welcome to Red Eye. I'm Greg Gutfeld, or as I'm known in the Bahamas, the Paradise Peeper. Let's go to TV's Andy Levy for a pregame report. Andy, what's coming up on tonight's show?
Thanks, Greg, and it's all right. We know where you've been, America. Our top story tonight, little people upset that non-dwarf actors were cast in Snow White and the Huntsman. Yeah, that's our top story tonight. Plus, we'll tell you which outrageous group that's defended Nazis is now taking the side of a student who wore an anti-gay t-shirt to school. And finally, apparently something big happened in Wisconsin Tuesday night. We'll try to figure out what and let you know. Greg?
Thanks, Andy.
You got it, buddy.
Kind of a busy tie tonight.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of had a busy day, Greg. Doing all the work that you won't do while you're off on your other show, whatever that is.
That was really unnecessary. Just commenting on your wardrobe. You didn't have to come after me like that.
I think I did.
Well, you did, and I hope you're happy.
I am happy. Can't you tell? This is my happy face.
Okay, I can't tell. You're a miserable, sad man, and I hope that somehow you perish slowly in a fire. Let's welcome our guest. She's so intoxicating men fail breathalyzers after looking at her. I'm here tonight with Leanne Tweeden, host of NBC's Poker After Dark. It's a card game. And he's so sharp, colleges apply to enter him every spring. He's Jamie Weinstein, senior editor of the Daily Caller. And in Amsterdam, he's considered a bargain. It's my repulsive sidekick, Bill Schultz. And if hilarity were a ketchup bottle, I'd pound his bottom in an all-night diner. Sitting right next to me, Michael Ian Black, actor, writer, and comedian. Three things. He's got a great new book coming out June 12th. It's called America, You Sexy Beep, a love letter to freedom. And he's 200 years old and ready to fold. It's our New York Times correspondent. Good to see you again, Pitch. Hope you do well today after last night.
150 years old, to be precise. Do not age me. Today in sports, which is apparently a section of mine, Greg Bishop reports that Maria Sharapova looks comfortable in her role as the favorite to win the French Open. When asked to comment, the sultry Russian superstar was quoted as saying, See how my mouth matched?
Yes, I think you learned something.
Matched every word I said.
That was impressive.
I've been working on it.
Yes,
Tell that magical giant that I'm better at this now than when he was on the show last night.
It certainly will.
He's an odd man.
For those of you who didn't watch, Penn Jillette humiliated Pinch for being a terrible, what did he call it?
He just said that my words don't match my mouth sometimes.
Yes, that is true.
And they do tonight.
All right, to a story, shall we? Do they have a right to be in Snow White? Well, some little people are upset that Universal Pictures chose to cast non-dwarf actors as dwarves in the big-budget fantasy film. That's very blurry. In Snow White and the Huntsman, the faces and voices of actors like Bob Hoskins and Ian McShane were digitally fit into dwarves' bodies, thereby robbing real tiny actors of roles. And that appalls those not tall. Like Danny Woodburn, seen here of Seinfeld fame, who tells the New York Post, owned by our parent company, We Kill You in Your Sleep, Inc., quote, "This is akin to blackface. If they were casting little people as the doctor on ER, there's a recent reference, or the lawyer on The Good Wife. If it worked both ways, then I wouldn't have a beef with this, but it doesn't work that way." A rep for Universal maintains the move was a casting decision, not a body type decision. Racist. Meanwhile, in other film news, the mini pig for Babe is still doing his thing. Funny until you realize that's sulfuric acid. I know, it's terrible, it's terrible. I've been collecting these films and they still make me sick. MIB, if I may call you that.
You may.
All right. Are average size actors stealing little people's roles?
Are average size actors stealing little size roles? No. No. This is stupid.
Really?
This, and I'm speaking as an average sized actor to a diminutive talk show host.
Which, yes.
This is.
That was hurtful.
But true. This is stupid. The comparison to blackface is stupid. If you can get Ian McShane, if you can get Bob Hoskins, that's who you're going to cast. We're not going to, it's like we're going to recast The Hobbit, we're going to recast all this garbage. No. Let the little people be the little people when they can be the little people, and sometimes they're going to be average sized people when playing little people.
You are going to get so many letters little letters, but you're going to get letters.
Postcard size.
Postcard size.
Yes.
And I'm going to defend them because, yes, I am a proud little person. I like to think of myself as one of the tallest short people, or one of the shortest tall people.
Well, you're proportional, except for your head.
Yeah, I've got a giant head. I'm a lollipop. I really am a lollipop. I'm a charms lollipop. Speaking of charming, Leanne, doesn't Danny have a point? I mean, the fact is, there are plenty of talented little people out there who deserve a chance, and why give it to these kind of has-been British actors? Bob Hoskins? Who cares about Bob Hoskins? Last thing he did was Mona Lisa.
No, he has no point because, executives can hire whoever they want, just like you said. But, it's just, being an actor, you're not promised any roles ever, like being a TV show host or whatever. You're never promised.
I was promised this.
I'm the whatever. Is that what you're saying? Or whatever.
Or
This thing next to me.
whatever. But it just kind of makes me mad that come on, this is America. It's a free world, and if they want to hire somebody for something, and if they don't want to hire you for something, you can't come out and say that should have been my job.
Right.
Maybe if it was offered to him and then they took it back, maybe he'd have more of an argument. But it was never his role anyway. So I mean, I can understand where he's upset, but there's nothing wrong with it.
I get your point. America is a free world unless you're short. Very good. Jamie.
Now you're putting words in my mouth.
That's exactly what you said. I heard it here in my
spat.
My ears may be small, but they get everything. Everything. Jamie, I have a theory on this. The recall, which occurred last night and was going on for a couple of days, wasn't that designed specifically to take the heat off Hollywood's attack on the little people? While we focused on this, we didn't realize that Snow White and the Huntsman was actually doing something really horrible.
Quite obviously, that was my column today at the Daily Caller, actually. I'm somewhat sympathetic to this. First, you take away dwarf tossing. Now you take away this. The dwarf unemployment rate is going to go through the roof. But on the other hand, they have dumb people play smart people in Hollywood.
Wow.
Wow, that's grown up. That's a grown up ring. That was
get a
so
little
loud.
vibrate, please?
Sorry, continue.
That's an angry dwarf.
That was my wife who's angry at me. Okay, go ahead. Well, never happened before.
They allow dumb people to play smart people in Hollywood.
True.
Gary Sinise actually had legs in Forrest Gump, and no one complained.
Interesting.
Great point.
Big Bird's always been played by a human, and birds have never complained. So I think there is a good counter argument for that.
That's an interesting point, Bill. You know what the reverse that would make this okay is allowing little people to audition for tall people roles, and then allowing them, if they are talented, to superimpose their normal size faces onto tall bodies. For example, Tom Cruise could finally play an adult. I did that all for that.
Letters from Tom Cruise's. I think we're ignoring the real story here. The real story is that Hollywood not only thought it would be a good idea to have a live-action Snow White, they thought it was such a good idea that they made 2 films of a live-action Snow White. They greenlit 2 films. And this is coming from a Hollywood insider. You know why? Because I used the word greenlit. That is an insider term. Furthermore, it is called Snow White and the Huntsman. Dwarves should be angry that they took their name out of the title.
That's true.
There was no Huntsman from the original Snow White. I don't even know where that came from. It's just a reason to recast Thor.
No, it had something to do with trying to push for John Huntsman in 2016.
Yes.
That's what I think it was. Always about politics here, MIB. Here's the point. Isn't it the point here moot, if that's the correct way of putting it? All actors are going to disappear eventually and be replaced by basically...
I disagree with your basic premise, Greg. Actors live forever.
Really?
That is the joy of being a thespian. Really? We will always exist on the silver screen.
That is a beautiful smile.
Thank you.
Yes. I got tingly in all the right places. But and it's not caused by a virus, I swear to God. All right, from squirts to shirts. Does your right to be free